All right, John, begin hosting a podcast. Go.
How do I do this? It's been so long.
I wrote the monologue for you.
I know.
It's been 84 years.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 6 of Roll for Distraction. My name's John, and I'll be the GM for this season, which will be a campaign of Honor Intrigue, which is a game mostly about pirates for us. It is not mostly about pirates in general, but pirates are in it. Let me just get through some housekeeping stuff before we get started. I promise our normal episode intros aren't this long. It's just the way things are when we start a new season. If you've been with us before, welcome back. Strap in. What, I'm supposed to be reading it like I'm at an auction, right?
No.
Do our hair five, do our hair five, do our hair six, do our six.
If you've been with us before, welcome back. Strap in for another adventure. If you're new here, welcome and thanks for popping in. This is a show where each season of about 10 episodes or so, we play a tabletop RPG that none of us have ever played before, so fair warning, this is our first game of Honor Intrigue. Please bear with us as we learn the game and get ready for a bunch of distractions, as our name implies. Likewise, as we do with all of our games, there might be some house rules and reinterpretation going on. We might put more or less emphasis on certain aspects of the game to tell a good story, so our experience might be a little different than yours. Make sure you're subscribed and following so you can catch full episodes of this show, our live streams here on YouTube, and updates from the game system we're working on, Big Adventure Game, which is currently in free public beta, link in the description. If you're feeling crazy and considering becoming a YouTube member, it's the best way to support us, and you also get access to new episodes 24 hours early, both in video and audio podcast form. Hit the join button below the video to learn more. If you're listening on a podcast app, no worries. YouTube does have an audio-only podcast feature as well, but we appreciate you listening wherever you are and however you like. We have previously played Cyberpunk Red, Lancer, Monster of the Week, and Salvage Union, and you can find all those episodes on the same YouTube channel or podcast account that you're already listening to. If you're listening from the distant future, then be sure to also check out whatever the next game we're playing is. Lastly, we have a community Discord server where you can get announcements about new videos, chat about the show, and look for other players of your own TTRPG campaigns. Link in the description for that as well. And now, on to the show, perhaps.
Step 2, Lore Monologue.
Piracy is by any measure one of the world's oldest professions for unemployed sailors and the downtrodden of society, or as a means of asymmetrical warfare sponsored by governments to inflict economic hardship on an opposing entity. For thousands of years, there have been many golden ages of piracy where disenfranchised or desperate groups turn to it because they have no other choices available to them. Not to say this is the case on all occasions, but usually, people don't become pirates as a first choice, but I digress. Our story takes place in the 18th century's golden age of piracy in the Caribbean. By the year 1817, piracy in the Caribbean had reached new heights. Legendary captains such as Blackbeard, Calico Jack, and Charles Vane struck terror into the hearts of those who took to the sea, raiding shipping in coastal towns. None under any flag were safe from the pirates of Nassau. On this humid July evening, all is well in the pirate haven of Nassau. The nascent pirate republic is home to dozens of crews who come here to sell their less than legally acquired goods and to rest and resupply before setting out to sea in search of more plunder and pay. In a small shanty tavern overlooking the harbor in a section of beach where the ship Silver Siren has been dry docked for repairs, the crew celebrates their near completion, and on the morrow will begin preparation for another voyage in search of plunder. And now we'll come to the introduction of our party, all of whom are sitting at a table in that tavern, drinking and being merry.
Wow, beginning a TTRPG game in a tavern. Daring today, aren't we?
Well, wait till the tavern explodes.
Oh, no.
Spoilers.
And we introduce the real party that I made secret characters for all of you.
Oh,
It's
no.
the King's Marines!
All right, well, we're going to start in the order that you're all in the Discord. So, Alex.
Oh, I get to go first?
Yes, you get to go first.
Wow. What a day.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I am Alex H. I am playing as Allura Blackwood. She is a lady pirate, and something really cool about her is she has heterochromia, so she's got one green eye and one blue. Allura is from a small coastal town in England, and she never really had a need for guns or weaponry in this town because it was pretty peaceful. She did have a knack for swordplay, and she knew how to listen and find out information. And unfortunately, what led her to become part of this pirate crew, there were a lot of Jack the Ripper style murders that were starting to overtake her town. And one of the bodies was found holding a specific pirate medallion. And because of that, she was sent out to find the pirate who did this. She was the one with the espionage experience. And she has now tracked the killer to the Caribbean, and she's determined to find him and enact revenge for the lives lost in her village. Along with her, she has her pilot, Hector. He is the one who is driving the Silver Siren, as you will. And it was very much a situation, think Tortuga in Pirates of the Caribbean. She kind of hooked him in on at a tavern, and he has now become loyal to her, and in exchange for food and lodging as well as friendship, he will pilot our boat wherever we need.
All right, our next person is also Alex.
Ayo.
Don't worry, it's confusing for us too. At least we have very different voices.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It'd be weirder if you sound the same.
You should try doing
I don't know
impressions
if
of
I
each
can
other
make my voice
to
go
confuse
that
everyone.
low.
I don't think I can make my voice go that high, likewise, so.
Well, with the power of editing.
Anyway, yes, hello. I am also Alex V, or Vigna. My last name is, you'll hear these guys call me occasionally. As they said, as Gerard just mentioned, I am the video editor, which means I can do this.
What is this?
You'll have to wait to find out.
I was going to say what you do.
The suspense for a couple of weeks for you guys. So my character is the captain of the ship. He is Dr. Captain Wolfgang Wolf. He is from Germany. I will be doing a silly accent on occasion. And so he is. So the way Honor Intrigue works is you have like careers and backgrounds and stuff beyond just being a pirate. And so his main one is that he was a physician, hence why he's Dr. Captain. Mostly just because I thought it would be funny to have people call me Dr. Captain. So Dr. Wolf is, as I said, is from Germany, and he was run out of town for being accused of witchcraft. Perhaps not entirely falsely. And so he left for the New World, as we call it at this time period. And sure enough, his ship was beset by pirates. This pirate ship, to be specific, and he was captured. But then the captain fell ill, and Dr. Wolf treated him and sort of earned the trust of this ragtag crew and kind of fell in with them. A couple of years later, when the old captain passed away, they sort of nominated him to be captain. So now he is Dr. Captain Wolfgang Wolf, and yeah, he's tall, lean and not particularly imposing man, about age 40, salt and pepper hair, and yeah. And the NPC that I come with is a young cabin attendant, just sort of a kid we picked up. His name is David. I figure, after some raid by pirates or foreign military or something, we stopped by this partially burned down village to, be vultures, and picked up a survivor, and him being too young to fight, we're like, okay, well, you can live with us and just help us out, and yeah. So he's a teenager now, but yeah.
Alex, may I ask a question?
Sure.
Would that make Wolf a wizard or a warlock?
In D&D terms, he'd be a wizard. He doesn't have a patron. He's never talked to Satan. He's studied. He's never really done magic. He's just kind of dabbled and looked into things.
He appreciates it.
He appreciates. Isn't necessarily a believer.
Okay. I was curious.
But he's knowledgeable in the realms of occultism as well as traditional medicine, which kind of sucks in this time period. But nonetheless, yeah, that's my guy. Next person.
That would be Brian.
Yo ho, everybody. Yo ho.
Okay.
I'm Mac again. This time going.
Scheme.
Yes, this time coming to you as Marco Andretti Campioni. As of the time frame of this game, I am 30 years old. I am a 5'6" white male, Italian male.
Okay.
You can tell by the name.
You're supposed to be describing
brunette.
your character, Brian.
Huh? Yeah. Why can't both things be true?
Daring today, aren't we?
Brown, weathered eyes. I've seen a lot. I've had various careers over my life, including vagabond, merchant, sailor, and swordsman. But for my actual backstory, I was born off of the coast of Florida, but orphaned as a youth, unfortunately. Maybe. I don't know. I don't even know who my parents were. Anyway, I found myself on a merchant ship as a youth as well, and working as a sailor. And later on in my life, in my teens, I became a salesman for a short period, selling cannons. I did not do well with that, and there were a lot of pirate raids and everything where I was in the little town. So I decided to pick up some swordsmanship. That's where I learned how to wield a sword. What else? Oh, and then money started running short because I, have a taste for rum, as most people in the Caribbean do, or don't. I don't know. Maybe they do.
Rum is
John,
cheap.
did they fact check that? Yeah, rum is cheap. Well, I like to drink a lot of it, so. Money ran short for me, and piracy provided the freedom to travel on the high seas and enough money for all the rum a man could want. I was born on the sea, and I'll die on the sea.
Okay. I thought you were born in
And I'm
Florida.
the sailmaster.
So did you see you were literally born on the coast?
I was born off the coast of Florida.
I thought you were American.
I thought he was American.
What's your job on the ship, Brian? What's your position?
I am the sailmaster. I thought I said
Okay,
that already.
great. I don't think so, but I could just be stupid.
Shit. Okay. Thanks, person.
Cool.
John, and now you say, now it's Colin's turn.
Correct. Colin, please introduce yourself and your gaggle of weapon-wielding maniacs. I mean pirates.
Hello, I'm Colin. I'll try and keep my introduction short because the other two are very long-winded. I will be playing Seamus O'Leary. I apologize for the accent if I offend anyone.
But you are Irish.
I think you're good.
The,
yeah.
the Irish
Yes,
aren't easily
but-
offended.
He is of Irish descent. There is a difference.
Yes, I'm of Irish descent. I am not Irish. He was born in Galway and got conscripted into the Navy after flirting with a young lass whose father didn't take too kindly to it. Eventually ran away, joined a pirate crew, and kind of didn't look back and rose to the rank of Master at Arms. He's got a wild red hair, a nice bushy red beard, and is decked out in a lot of guns. He's kind of just a walking armory. And he's got some compatriots. We might beat them later, who knows.
I mean, well, do you want to introduce your people? Because everyone else has.
So my compatriots are my Sergeant at Arms, Alexei Sarge Orlovsky, my two ship's corporals, James Maywood and George Cross, and our armorer, Tim.
There are
Some call me
call him
There are
Tim.
some who call me Tim.
Tim
Tim the Armorer.
Oh boy.
And now we are on to Gerard. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Gerard. I'm 30 years old. Oh,
That's
my
fine.
character
Go on.
His social security number is...
is
123.
Okay, hi. My name's Gerard. My character's name is Haymaker Harold. Little is known about the man who would become known as Haymaker Harold. Some tall tales claim that he was once a blacksmith's son, and he would temper his fists on the anvil, which is how he got so strong at fighting. Others say he was once a champion boxer who went rogue, looking for the thrill of the fight over the promise of getting paid. And some even say he was possessed by a demon, which is how he inherited his immense strength. But after all these tall tales, one thing's for certain. Harold is the go-to guy when you need a muscle. And that is what he is here to do, is be the ship's muscle. And because I'm not special enough, I don't get any secondary characters. Because I don't need it.
What is your position on the ship?
I'm the first mate. I don't know how I got to that position, but...
You are not the first mate.
What?
You are the bosun. We went out.
Well, it says
Then
first
why
mate
does-
everywhere on the Google Sheet, so...
It sure does. That's what I'm looking
It very
at.
much doesn't. It says bosun on the ship's crew roster. Where does it say first mate here?
There it is. The bosun. I'm the bosun. Apparently,
Bosun
I don't know
nuts.
what. I don't know what that means.
You're the captain's enforcer. Tentatively.
Cool.
That's kind of-
That makes sense.
Yes. Because the first mate has actual jobs and has to think.
And what's the Sailmaster again?
What do you fucking think the Sailmaster is, Brian? That one's
you just
easy.
You point at the sails and say that's a sail. You just identify the sails. You don't actually.
No, that's
No, I wasn't good at sails. That's why I stopped sailing.
That's the sail spotter.
Yeah, I was about to say the sailmaster's the man who sells stuff.
What about this? What about the salesman?
Well, anyway,
Who sells
we're all
you-
here
who sells
now.
you sails?
We all exist. I'll update the UI to show that Gerard is in fact the bosun and not the first
You
mate.
should have it. You should have it be first mate for like that 0.1 second.
I probably
mixed it
will.
up.
And now, John, send us in. What are we doing?
Oh, I feel I already said that part. In a small shanty tavern overlooking the harbor.
Okay, all right.
You guys are in the tavern at a table having a few drinks to celebrate the completion of maintenance on your ship. It's repaired, it's outfitted, it just needs to be floated during high tide and then loaded with supplies.
Sounds good.
So Captain Wolf will stand up and, rather politely as he is a doctor, a man of education, he will take a utensil and his cup and ding on it until everybody shuts up for a second.
What
and
do
then
you
he
want?
He will raise his, I assume, stein of beer because he's a German man, and
Sure.
he'll say, "A toast, my crew, to the
I love
completion
toast.
of our ship's repair, and to a fruitful voyage in the morning." And he raises his glass.
Yay!
and-
To another sail on the
Take
open
a drink.
sea.
To siren!
All the way to completion.
Captain, too much to drink.
Huzzah.
But Captain. Oh, damn it, that's Scottish.
Find the yeah. It's gonna take me a while to figure out German. Go ahead.
The German accent is something like this.
No, that's a little too much. I'm just trying to go for like a Christoph Waltz kind of low key thing.
For a second,
I'll
I
have
thought you
to
were about
work
to say
on it.
Christopher Walken, and I got
No.
confused.
Wow, we are the pirate ship. I got a hook for arm. This is crazy.
Alligator took my hand.
I'm gonna find this video and watch it.
And there's the distractions that I was mentioning in the intro, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks for your patience. Hopefully you think we're funnier than we think we are. Okay. Whew.
I got it.
Well, I said my bit. You guys can all do something silly in your characters if you feel like it. Oh.
I was gonna say something, and then I was like, you know what, that might make my character sound way dumber than he actually is. So,
Well, that is your prerogative. Oh, also, I'm going to mention the date. It is July 23rd, 1718.
What maintenance was done on our ship?
What kind of maintenance was done? Okay. It suffered some battle damage from a previous engagement, so there was some planking that was damaged on the outer hull, and the barnacles needed to be scraped off the bottom. Some of the rigging was also taken down in the engagement. Normal stuff. You were in dry dock for maybe a week.
Things were exploded and had to get repaired.
Yeah,
Cool.
it happens.
But we came out victorious, so it's fine.
were we dry docked or were
Still
we
here.
careened?
Very good, Colin. Let's give you an advantage.
gold
a
star.
point for that.
I think fortune point.
Fortune point. I was right the first time. I was like, fortune point?
Although,
Is that it?
considering the session just started, we're all full on fortune points, so kind of irrelevant right now.
So what did he ask? I didn't even hear him.
Whether the ship
Neither
was
did I.
dry docked or careened. Dry dock would be like a special area dug out where you move the ship in, put a wall up, and then pump the water out. Whereas careened is during high tide, you bring the ship up onto land, like right to grounding
The
it, and then
shallows.
when the water goes out, you're on land and can do stuff to the boat.
Welcome to Nautical Facts with John.
I do believe that careening specifically was the, moving it up onto the shore to clean barnacles off of it, which was something they had to do because when they moved into tropical waters, barnacles became a much bigger issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, this is Piracy Facts with John. On to the scene.
So, Captain, what's the next job, I say? I don't know what accent that was.
Aren't you from New Jersey?
I'm blending in.
Okay.
Blending in
From the
with who?
colonies. John, what's the next job?
What do you mean, what's the next job? You go out and look for ships. That's the job.
All right.
So I was gonna ask. So Alura's sitting there. So she has the pirate medallion that was found on these bodies to try to match it to other pirates. She's just kind of playing with it in her hand, and she asks the rest of the crew, "Do you think we're any closer to finding this pirate?"
9.
And
The ocean is very big.
Yes, but we've at least tracked him here, around here. Maybe not in Nassau, but somewhere.
You have narrowed it down quite a bit.
There's been more murders around here. He's got to be around somewhere.
In all fairness, lass, there tends to be a lot of murders in a pirate town. It's kind of par for the course.
Yes, but my town isn't a pirate town. I feel like that turned into my Ray accent there for a minute.
I mean, British.
Yeah.
Close enough.
lovely weather we're having today.
It's a bit humid.
It's actually raining.
It's humid, but there's a bit of a breeze because you're on, the outer edge of a tropical
The ocean.
island.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I cannot wait to get back onto the sea.
The sea.
Agreed.
See, she calls to me.
Sea.
So it's only one sleep away. That was more British, but whatever. It'll come in and out.
Yeah, I'm not even attempting my Italian accent anymore. I can say it for the name, but I can't say it for normal words.
You just become Italian when you say your name.
Mirko Andrea di Campagnoni. And
Hello.
then that's it.
Mamma mia.
It's a me, a Mario.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hey there, how are you? No, I can't do it.
That was perfect. That was
That
fine.
was
That was
fine.
fine. That was great,
Yeah,
dude.
That was a
I'm going
perfectly
to get the
acceptable.
spicy meatball.
Well,
I can't
now you're
wait to
making
get
it
back
racist.
onto the high seas.
Now you're, yeah.
It is a beautiful day out today.
Yes, Colin. As you are all conversing and drinking and ribbing each other, the cabin boy, David, and the helmsman, Hector, come in. Captain! The other captains on the island are getting ready to have a meeting. Apparently, there's some news that needs to be dealt with.
News.
Interesting. Just the captains, or
You can bring your officers with you. I think they all are.
Is it Polly?
Alright.
Does she want a cracker?
No.
Okay, great.
I don't
Thanks,
think a bird called the meeting. I don't.
No, Mac. A bird did not call the meeting.
Rah! Pretty bird.
Well then I'll take one last big swig of my beer, put it down on the table, and say, "Well, let's hope this is quick so we can come back. But come on, everyone."
You don't all have to go, but if you would like to attend the meeting, you are welcome to.
I would.
I guess I'll go
Captain
with.
does like having a bodyguard or two.
I bring the
three.
guns.
I guess that means I gotta go too. Sigh.
You walk through the streets on the very outskirts of town, as there's more and more buildings as you get to the center, and then there's a nice town square. You go into the main tavern of the town. It is very lively, as a meeting has been called. All of the captains of crews are there, the major ones that inhabit the island at least. Currently speaking is Jack Rackham. Everyone, I've called this meeting over. An informant has told me that there is a fleet possibly heading our way. They're not flying any colors. They could be British ships, could be Spanish. Looks to be about 9 of them. No first-rate ships, but several third-rate and transports. Probably a few hundred soldiers and sailors. I would like to take a vote on having the port enter a war footing. in preparedness.
Uh,
There's a general murmur through the crowd. People who had been previously just sort of happy and cheerfully drinking. A somber mood takes over.
I suppose as a captain, I get a vote. Is that how this works?
Yes, you will get a vote. Another voice speaks up. Who the fuck told you that? From a
Who is
very
that?
gruff-voiced person sitting in the back of the tavern. It was just a small merchant, a little runner ship passing between the islands. Someone thought I should know. And then everyone starts yelling.
Okay.
After a few minutes of the general just sort of shouting and tumult, Jack pulls a pistol, fires it into the air. Ahem! So I would like to put this to a vote, whether we should be, manning the fort, keeping better watch, just in case they... And right as he says that, the bell starts to ring. Ta-dung!
Ruh-roh.
Ta-dung!
Yeah.
Ta-dung!
Dragons.
I will turn and whisper to my officers. I don't think there's time to man any fort. I think we should make for the siren and get out of here.
Agreed.
Hi.
Okay, so who is going to the ship to start the emergency loading of supplies? You
Me.
do have about 6 hours before high tide, so you will be waiting here for a bit. But that gives you time to prepare.
Yep.
I'll go. Sailmaster.
So I would say, like, Gerard, stay with me. The three of you, or Harold, stay with me, and then the other three of you go.
Yes.
Rally
And I'll
people
take
to get the
Hector
ship
as
ready.
well.
And we'll monitor things here, and then if we have to run to the boat, we run to the boat.
I'll go back to the last bar, and
The last bar is like a
Pick them
shanty
up.
hut you built where you were working on the ship. It's right there.
okay. But so like, is our entire crew there, or have they kind of dispersed throughout?
Most
Nassau?
of them should still be there. If any also came here to listen to the news, they'll see you heading back and follow.
Okay.
If you want to send someone out to search the town to make sure everyone gets there, that is on you.
Yeah.
Well, how about I send the officers back, but then I order the miscellaneous crew members who are here with us to also look for any other missing miscellaneous crew members.
Okay. So we'll say that 3 other people came here or just happened to be at this tavern.
Yeah,
and
I
they
spot them. I
will-
say, go look for anybody else. And
They will do
Yeah.
a search of the town. As all this is happening, people are running out of the tavern to go up onto hills and climbing upstairs to get on top of buildings to look out. And Captain, you run out onto the street, pull out your telescope, get a good line with the harbor, and see 9 large ships flying the British flag. Was the British flag used at this point, or was it still just England? I think it was British at this point.
some variation on the
Yeah,
Union Jack.
flying the Union Jack. It's 9 ships, 4 warships, 5 transports. 2 of them are 2-decker gunships. This is a serious group. This is not. They're not messing around.
Well, I turn to Harold, Gerard, and
That's me.
I say, you're quite strong, but I don't think you can punch hard enough to deal with that. And I hand him the telescope.
You might be right.
The cabin boy by you was like, "Can I look?"
Of course, there you are.
By the way, I was looking through the telescope the wrong way. They are a little far away, though.
They are very
might have
small
time.
boats.
I was gonna do I say he uses it wrong the first time, or do I let him decide? The cabin boy's like, oh, that's they're one of them. It looks like the largest ship is lowering a longboat into the water.
Oh.
Perhaps they're sending a
They've come to
messenger.
parlay.
Parlay.
You don't know
It's
the
not
meaning
usually-
of the word parlay.
It's not usually like them to parlay with pirates. They usually just shoot us, but
Do we really want to take that chance?
They are
Well,
raising
you're
a
not
white
here.
they are raising a white flag at the bow of the tiny little longboat. So I think they're trying to say they're a messenger, because I doubt they're surrendering.
So there's 4 warships, 5 transports.
Correct.
I would assume there's probably a sizable number of pirate ships either in Nassau port or parked elsewhere on the island.
Most of the pirates would generally stay inside the harbor for protection from storms and inclement weather. There are currently 6 active pirate crew vessels inside the harbor other than Siren, which is outside the harbor on the beach. There are a number of smaller ships, but the active ones there, and you don't know if there's any on other sides.
Do I see the captain who called the meeting? Is he still around?
Yes, you hear him yelling from inside the tavern. We need to work out a plan!
Yeah, so I'll go back into the tavern and just sort of put a hand up and walk up to him. Fellow captain, it appears that they are sending a messenger by a small boat.
What?
Don't know if you'd like to talk to them first.
That's out of character for them.
That's what I said.
They're already here, it can't hurt to talk, I suppose.
We have a bit of time. They're still on the horizon, so we have a little bit of time to hear out the few people on the small ship.
1 second, Doctor. Vane! Would you, come up here? Rackham yells to the other captain who was questioning him. The other captain is Charles Vane. You know them. They are one of the most, I don't know, notorious isn't necessarily the right word, but well-known
Renowned?
and somewhat brutal. Renowned is a good word.
Infamous.
Infamous. Wonderful. Renowned, infamous. Fuck do you want, Rackham? Well, it would appear that they are sending a landing party with a flag of truce to communicate, perhaps? We might be able to take some hostages then. No, not gonna do. Dr. Wolf, would you mind accompanying me and Captain Vane to meet this party, perhaps?
Of course, yes. I think it's a good idea to at least listen to them first. Then we have a number. But in the meantime, keep preparing for war, of course.
Yes, I've already dispatched the other captains to ready their ships and a couple of the more or less ineffectual ship-based crews to get in the fort and fix and man the guns. To the beach.
Let's go to the beach.
And all of you walk down to the beach, each of them bringing 2 of their guards, and you bringing your cabin boy. And are you going by Harold or I have Humphrey written here, but that's probably Harold.
It's Harold.
It's Harold.
Let me change
Humphrey.
that. And after about 30 minutes,
Do you want to do a meanwhile at the boat, or is nothing interesting?
Yeah, you know what?
Over there?
you are waiting on the beach for the longboat to land. Now we're going to go to the boat where the rest of you, Alora Blackwood, Seamus O'Leary, and Marco Campion.
Since our boat has been careened, I would assume that our guns are facing along the beach and not out towards the ocean.
Well, you have guns on both sides of the ship.
Right, but he's saying they're facing like left and right along the beach and not forward and backward into the ocean and into the land.
No, you would have
laterally.
The ship would be parallel to the shore.
Okay,
lengthwise.
so it's there. So port, let's say, is facing out to sea, and starboard is facing inward at land.
Yes,
Okay.
that would be correct.
So then I guess my first thing I would have done when I got back to the ship was find Tim and have him unlock the armory so that we can start bringing out powder, shot, whatever we would need if we're
Okay.
gonna have a fight.
So, Seamus is going
Battle
to
stations,
have the weapons prepared. You currently have very minimal supplies on the ship because you've been in dry dock or careening. You've been beached for a week and change.
Yes.
So you need to reload the ship with your supplies. So who would like to take the lead on getting the crew to do that?
I'll start barking orders at the crew. I'm here for it.
Very good. They listen. They can clearly see what's going on and agree with the idea to get the fuck out of here.
Playtime's over.
Load the boxes. The quicker we go, the quicker we can live. The quicker
Marco,
we won't get our asses handed to us.
what are you going to do?
The beginning of that got cut off. What are who going to do?
Marco.
Polo. Brian.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, sailmaster. Wouldn't that be my job?
You are the sailmaster.
He's gonna look at the sails and be like, these are in order.
I echo Alora with what she said.
Okay, you also direct your effort at getting everything loaded efficiently and...
And who do we send off to make sure we had the whole crew from the town?
You could just pick 2 random crew. Most of your crew is unnamed. Like, that's just how
Until we
this
need
is.
to name them.
Yeah,
Jimmy
I
and
found
Timmy,
David.
give me a report. How many people have you found? Do we have all of our crew members?
Timmy and Tommy.
Yes.
I think
Timmy
that
and Tommy.
well, you already have a Tim.
Timmy.
Maybe he
Okay.
has a son.
Different. Yeah. Tim and Timmy. He's
Well-
David's friend.
I had a bit to drink. Hold on, it's gonna take me a little longer to count. I think only like maybe 5 or 6 people were away at the 3 of them were in the main tavern in the town.
Those we already
I don't know where
counted
the
for.
others went.
Well, find them, damn it.
Do you want me to find them, or do you want me to help load supplies?
Find them.
You two find them.
Okay.
We'll load the supplies.
All right.
Do not come back without them.
Okay.
Well- Well,
Unless it's time to go, then leave without them.
Well, actually, we can man the ship with about a third of the crew. It just would be unpleasant.
it would just be
About-
really annoying.
I heard about what happened with that pirate Captain Jack when somebody said that they could only manage the ship with a third of the crew, and half the crew ended up in a cannibal situation. We're not doing that. Go get them.
That really important documentary, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Where'd you hear that? I turned to Alora. Where did you hear that?
There's been scrolls and scrolls and scrolls written about
had
that. We're
books.
not doing it. Let's go.
Yeah, they had books. Yes, navigator and sailmaster. Away we go. Hup, 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 hup.
What is that from? Why do I know
I
that?
don't
Where
know
is
the
that?
origin of hop, 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 hop. It's like an old like Looney Tunes ass thing, right? It's like old cartoons.
That's the fucking toy soldiers from
It is
Toy Story.
the little green men. Or wait, no,
Well,
that's the
other
aliens.
little
no,
green
the
men.
soldiers.
Well, the toy soldiers are little green men, but
yes.
They are little and green and men, but they're not the little green men.
all right. So, as Alora, Seamus, and Marco ready the crew and the ship, we are down to 5 hours until the tide is in and you can begin your escape.
Meanwhile, back at the beach.
No.
Meanwhile.
The longboat is now just pulling onto shore, maybe 15 yards from you. A half dozen redcoats and a few officer-looking types disembark.
Shit, I couldn't remember how many lanterns to write till light. Was it 1 or 2?
One if by land, two if by sea.
You see 2 lanterns in the Old North Church in Boston?
It's a really good
All
telescope.
the way in Boston.
What do your elf eyes see, Wolfgang?
Just watched that yesterday.
They're taking the pirates to Isengard.
God.
The hobbits.
Anyway, yes.
The pirates,
These British assholes get off the boat. What do they say?
They look at the 3 of you and go, "Oh, well, you're more well-dressed than some of these other ruffians."
3 of you meaning the 3 captains.
Yes. Except you. And he points to Vane, who then growls at him. I am here on behalf of His Majesty King George to announce the new governor of Providence Island, the Providence Colony, and Nassau. Woods Rogers is the new leader of this colony, and we are here to enforce that, as well as a reissuing of the King's pardon for all pirates. If you lay down your arms and swear an oath of loyalty to the king, you will be pardoned.
Done.
I know I'm not here right now, but fuck that.
Yes, Brian.
Not happening. I lay my
You're not
arms on
here.
the ground.
You're not
there.
I lay down on the
There.
ground and then lay my arms down.
Brian gives up.
You're
Season's
not
over.
there. You're with me.
Well, good thing he's not here.
Jack Rackham is like, what? Men, head to the town square and announce this to the island. Oh, hold on. Don't do that. Why, no.
What's happening?
I'm talking to myself because I'm 7 of these people.
The commander dispatched the soldiers to go town crier over there, and the Captain Jack said no.
And the soldiers, 4 of them have their muskets, but 2 have bells and are ringing them and shouting, "On behalf of His Majesty King George, you are hereby pardoned if you lay down your arms and accept the King's peace and the governorship of Woods Rogers." And the person goes, well, it doesn't really matter what you have to say about it. It says, we are here to drop this message off. We're under flag of truce. If you harm us, all of those ships and their big guns will start lighting this place apart. They'd prefer not to, but there's a reason that they are facing the direction they are.
How would they know if we harmed them?
Colin, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, did Colin
That
travel
was
back
scary.
in time? What was that?
Yeah, why was Colin from
was
the
that?
ring? What the fuck was
Voice
that?
there?
He's crawling out of the TV.
I put my mic very close to my mouth.
It sounded awful.
You sound
didn't
like the
understand a
radio
word of it.
demon from Has-Been Hotel.
We just
Like, what the heck?
How would they know that we harmed them?
A telescope.
They
They
would
don't come
they
back.
would see the flash and
Or
smoke
just a
of
telescope,
black powder weapons.
like I used to look at them.
They're watching. There are approximately 300 colonists and 400 soldiers, an additional 200 marines, and 1,500 sailors on all of those ships. You are grossly outnumbered. It is in your best interest to surrender and accept this pardon and go back to being merchants and sailors for the Navy and the King.
I'll tell you where you can stick your pardon.
You're not there.
Vane just kind of looks at him and walks away. Rackham goes, Vane, where are you? When do I need to accept the pardon by? Tomorrow
Right now.
morning when Woods Rogers makes his landing with his first company of Marines.
I whisper to the captain, which one of these people can I pardon?
None just yet, my friend. Patience.
Rackham looks to you and sort of puts an arm on your shoulder and sort of walks away and whispers, "Are you going to take the pardon?"
I do the look where, like, you know, like you kind of like frown and think and tilt your head back and forth. And I go, well, you know, he's not really my king, you know?
Fair enough. And he
Problem solved.
sort of lets his arm off your shoulder and goes, "Gentlemen, good night," and walks away to the people on the beach. Yeah, him and his 2 backups go, and he gives each of them an order, and then they go different directions. So you are standing here,
Yeah, who's left?
cabin boy, you, Harold, and the landing party of the governor.
Can you give us the evening to sleep on it?
I believe that is what I said, that you need to decide in the morning.
Quite right. And we just turn tail and run away.
Did you just become British all of a sudden?
This character's gonna go through several accents.
He's
okay?
been punched in the head a lot.
Yeah, he's got some Dane Brammer.
I think where people fall and hit their head and they get a concussion and then they come out with a new accent. He's had that like 16 times. So if I may, is there any reason to believe you? Is there any proof of the earnesty of this offer?
I will be setting up shop with a notary and paperwork, and you will have letters, official, with little wax seals and everything to
fancy.
say you actually are pardoned, so long as you adhere to the agreement. This is legitimate. It is not a trick or a trap or a dupe of any kind.
What about a bamboozle?
But even you must admit that is exactly what someone would say if they were doing a trick, a trap, or a ruse, yes?
And a bamboozle.
Quite right, sir. But I'm not. Would you like me to do one for you now? I have my paperwork and seals here. Is there a table that I can... You know what? I'll just use the side of the boat. Do you want one?
No. Well, as my friend here said, we will sleep on it. Many people need to be told. So
Well,
if it's quite all right with you, I'll be going now.
It makes no difference to me, but if I were in your shoes, I would be accepting it as quick as possible. Good night.
And I just take off my big captain hat and dip and go away.
You run away.
I say, Guten Nacht.
Yes, whatever in your other language. Actually, King George would have been... The British monarchy would have been German by this point, I think. So that, you know...
Is it still daytime though?
No, it's like 1 a.m.
Nighttime.
It was nighttime the whole time.
It's been
pretty
nighttime,
late at night.
sunset
the whole
at
time.
least. Yeah. Anyway, I guess at this point, the away party returns to the boat. What do we come upon?
A half-loaded ship with 4 hours left before the tide.
And so you said we're parked off to the side. How serious is this blockade? Because we're parked off to the side, do we have a better chance of getting around it?
You have a good chance of getting past the blockade because they are focused on keeping
The
the
main
town
port, yeah.
within their sights and the harbor blockaded. They didn't quite see that you weren't within the harbor when they set up.
Right, and we could probably like sail along the shallows along the coast for a little while and then turn out to sea.
Yes, your ship has a shallow draft, so you can more easily sail close to shore.
Yeah. Then I guess I'll just, go back to my captain duty of supervising and make sure everything
Who changed
is
the
in order.
name of the ship on the document?
Where is it? What is it?
Which document?
Who wrote Silver Surfer?
Siren. John, I don't know if there's nothing else that you're gonna interrupt us with. Can we just pass the time loading the boat?
Set sail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can pass the time loading the boat. You have your lookouts up in the crow's nest, kind of just one guy, no sense in having multiple people up there, keeping an eye and sending a runner up and down the mast to keep you informed as you're an active participant. You're willing to help load some boxes, some light ones.
Yeah.
You know.
My might is only one, so I'm not super jacked. But the captain is not.
I'm gonna show that I care, even though
Right.
I physically cannot lift as much as most of these people.
He's a humble man at the end of the day.
It takes another 2 hours, and you are ready to depart 2 hours before the tide is in. So, but it does look like there's a lot of activity on those ships. Mustering of soldiers on the deck,
Telescope.
lookouts higher
Enhance.
up doing their thing. They're getting ready for something. And then you keep an eye on your own harbor, and you see a lot of activity on the pirate ships as well. 4 of them are very active, and one of the smaller ships is being loaded with barrels. It's tied off to it's got a couple of longboats going back and forth between shore and Vane's ship, filling it up with something.
Interesting. Can I ask 2 of the crew and say, 2 of you, do me a favor. Take a quick little jog back down to the harbor and see if you overhear anything interesting. If you can figure out what they're doing, if they're looking to start a fight or anything.
Aye, sir. I'll head there now.
Keep a low profile. Yes.
As you say. And he's like, okay, I get to stop carrying boxes. I'll take it. I get to stop yoinking a pulley and carrying crates. And 2 of them take off. By this point, Timmy and Tommy and the 3 that you sent have come back. You're missing 1 person, but you're like,
Well, things are looking dire, but we'll wait for the sea. But
yeah. So they head to the harbor. Another hour passes, and it's 1 hour, and the water is starting to touch your ship. It's getting very close to when you'll be able to shove off and hit the sea. They come back. The 2 men that you sent out, whose names are going to be Sven and
Oliver.
Sure, Sven and Oliver. This crew's gonna have so many names because I'm not gonna write all of these down. You know what? I will write them
you
down.
might as well. Yeah, we're only like 4
Sven.
deep. Timmy, Tommy, Sven, Oliver, and then everybody else is already like a position.
Hoo-hoo, Captain!
Timmy.
They are filling the ship up with explosives, yeah. It is gonna go big, summer blood.
Oh no!
We're going.
Where was the
beyond. We have
earth-shattering
a lot of work
kaboom?
There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
All right, I asked someone that I'm kind of acquainted with on Vane's crew. They're building a fire ship. They're gonna run the blockade.
Oh.
Vane is more mad that they're offering pardons than just attacking us. He's pissed. And Rackham is trying to rally the remaining people who aren't going to flee out the burning hole in the harbor that Vane tries to make.
Well, it seems a foolish move, but a good distraction.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. At least lucky thing we're not in the harbor. Otherwise, we'd be right in line with all of those very large guns on those very large boats.
Indeed, yes. Well, we'll be off soon, as you were.
Captain. Permission to take a nap, sir. Just like a quick, like an hour. I'll be awake when it's boat time. But I'm
Ein catnap, you know? Yeah, real brief.
Yeah. There's a cat nap cat thing, and he you see him just like lay on a sack and he's on top deck, just out, just a pile of rope. puts a sack down, puts some sailcloth over the top of the pile of ropes, and lays down. Wow, they can sleep anywhere, huh, Captain? Says David.
You get used to it.
I suppose. I used to sleep on the ground a lot, so
It is a little different when the ground is moving, you know?
I suppose. It's a luxury to sleep in hay.
Okay. Just make David like the saddest, most sympathetic character.
I didn't have an apple until you guys took me. All I ate was fish that I caught myself.
With my mouth. All right.
I was raised by bears.
Any further interruptions until the sea says, yeah, you can go now?
Yes, the next hour passes, and it's convenient that right at high tide, Vane positions himself and his 3 follow ships that are also trying to flee, and sends the fire ship rushing at the lead ship in the blockade. And you see the sails on all of the blockade ships active and dropped, and they are starting to move out of the way of the fire ship. But looking from your telescope,
that's our cue. Time to go.
There's a guy steering
Shut
the fire
up.
ship. They didn't. Oh my! Ooh. Is that Vane? No, it's not Vane. Oh no, he tied a guy to the wheel. He tied the messenger to the wheel. Huh.
Oh, that's pretty fucked up.
Well,
He's making an honorable sacrifice.
Well,
Against his will.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Alex, take us out.
All right,
Hector, take us out.
shove off.
And
Turn to starboard.
Turn to port, actually.
turn
Port.
to port. Starboard
Oh.
is facing the shore.
Okay, turn to port. Head to sea.
Aye, ma'am.
Da, 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 da.
Brian, this is the part where you say full sail.
Full sail! Thank you.
Aye,
Uh-huh.
sir. Sails to full. And
We do the sound.
everyone is working.
has the fire ship gone kaboom yet?
The fire ship has missed all of the other ships. They were able to get out of the way.
Yeah,
But
well,
it does explode in between them, and they start to sort of... There's little bits of fire on them. But Vane and 2 of his ships manage to get past the blockade, but the 4th is caught in cannon fire and eviscerated.
ooh.
Shit.
Silver Siren is making its way out to sea, away from the now seemingly unsafe harbor that is Nassau.
So, Captain, now that Nassau is no longer safe, where are we going?
That's a good question. Out of character, where would be a logical heading?
There really weren't any places left at this point. Like, Nassau was the big one. There's plenty of uninhabited islands that you can use for resupply and repair,
Sure.
but the issue is there is no longer a safe port. Because all Spanish ports are out of the question. They'll kill you on sight. And British and French are now appearing to be unhappy with your situation, with the fact that you're still here.
Question.
Yes.
What about the
Our-
Cayman Islands?
That's how you have to ask it. Our
The
question.
Cayman Islands are, I believe, British at this point. Or
Okay,
uninhabited.
So, okay. For the sake of sakes, can we say they're uninhabited and try and pop around Cuba and go to the Cayman Islands?
I mean, here's the thing. We're existing in the real world. Let me check.
Well, so it's in response to Seamus's question in character for now, I'll just say, first, just away. and then I'll turn to Allura and be like, check the maps, find us someplace not terribly far to hopefully finish resupplying we never
Captain.
really got to finish.
Yes. You
Aye, Captain.
loaded what you could. You know that your ship... I'm sorry. You finish and then I'll explain the cargo
Oh no, we were done.
situation.
She just said, "Hi, Captain." Yeah.
Your ship's max tonnage is 16 tons of supplies can be carried. You currently have 2 tons of cargo. You had some stuff you managed to not sell, but I'm not going to leave it behind.
It's already on the boat.
And you have 4 tons of supplies, and your guns weigh 6 tons.
Okay.
So you have, I believe, 2 months worth of supplies with that 4 tons.
Okay, so we don't
you're not in dire straits.
We don't need to rush, but yeah. For now, just away. Does anything prevent us from getting away?
Speaking of which, as
Yes.
you are sailing away,
You
notice the
because
smallest,
it's a show, what happens?
The smallest warship in the squadron begins to pursue you.
Oh, shit.
They're all taking their shots at Vane's ships, but they have 2 of the warships pursue, and the smallest one pursue you, leaving the transports and the flagship back at Nassau. So you are being pursued by a fellow corvette.
I just
So
want
you
to
can keep
apologize
pace
to the
with
audience real quick in case there's any thunder or loud rain that's picking up on the microphones. It just fucking hit all of a sudden here. But I just had a really loud thunderbolt here.
It's
So.
very loud over here.
But anyway, battle stations.
So it's still a ways behind you, and
Nonetheless.
it is going to take time to catch up. You do have the opportunity to get away if you try and use your shallow draft and your fast maneuvering.
That seems like
I
a
heard
good
that
idea.
in the basement with my headphones on.
So,
Oh
You
my
also
god, I
have-
can hear it.
oh yeah, it's crazy over here.
I can hear it in the Discord.
Thunderstruck!
So you are able to perhaps evade, but that's going to require some rolls from your navigator, and we'll be doing some time skips. You'll probably be at sea for several days trying to get away from this ship.
Okay.
Oh, they're that
The
determined,
crew
huh?
will
Okay.
work in. The crew will work in. Well, you'll work in shifts.
Right, no, but
They're
I
trying to see
mean
if
them,
you-
like they're willing to get that far away from their fleet.
Can
This
I
is their
push wide
job.
to throw fire barrels?
Uh,
No
I'm gonna say
survivors.
that we'll do 3 rolls, and it'll be over a couple of 3 days. So I need your navigator, that is Alora,
Me.
to make a maneuver roll. Now I have the equation for that here.
That would be lovely, thank you.
It is your sails minus your ship's size plus we're going to say
Okay,
navigator's
alright.
career instead of the helmsman's versus and then I have to roll. Oh no, I don't have to roll. I just have to use the enemy sails, ship size. So the sails are 3, the size is 2, so it's going to be 1 plus your sailing career.
Plus 2d6.
10.
10. Okay, so you succeed your first roll.
Hey, look at me.
Yeah,
And-
by the way, audience, the way this works is you need a 9.
Yeah.
Everything is 2d6 plus relevant skills and traits and such. Minimum 9 to succeed. Carry on.
Yes. So I'm going to need you to make another roll, and let's see if you succeed.
9.
Okay, so you do not succeed that one
No,
because
not
the
9 is
enemy
what
has.
you need?
Well, there are
We gotta beat a
modifiers
9.
Oh, okay.
because of the enemy ship, so you needed the 10. So please make your third roll.
Fuck. 4.
Okay. Would you like to spend a fortune point because you
And do it
have
again?
those? Well, you would roll a third die and you'd subtract the lowest
You would,
die.
yeah, you would
Yes.
lose the lowest die, yeah.
I would
Okay.
like to do that, please.
3 1s!
I swear to God.
Whoa.
That
That is
picked
a
up on the
good
mic
one.
without me talking.
Yeah, I heard all of that. I still didn't make it. It's an 8.
So they are catching up to you, and you are going to have to engage.
Sorry, guys.
Do we have time to do battle this evening, or is that like a long thing? And is this the cliffhanger?
I think that we're going to leave as they are closing in, but they don't know that you have long guns, and that is where we'll pick up next session with you having the
Boy,
opening.
yeah,
volley.
we're gonna like stop the session before this thunder takes out someone's power.
Yeah.
Because holy shit.
Yes.
I was gonna say all we need right now is to have this episode. Be
I
over
almost want
and-
to stop my recording now, save
Well,
it, and then
no,
anything
no,
else
we're
I'll
fine.
add.
Your computer has a little bit of time, but anyway.
Yeah, we'll go really fast.
Let me do the outro. because I'm also the producer. I'm not just some player.
Yes. You're not just some schmuck
Yeah,
like the rest of
I'll
us.
just speed through this. So thanks everybody for watching and listening. If it's your first time here, as we said in the beginning, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps the channel out. Stick around for our other content. We have live streams. We do another show every other Monday where we play the game that I'm working on called Big Adventure Game. And these episodes, this show, is going to be every 2 weeks on Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you remember, you get it 24 hours early, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursdays. I think that's all. Oh, and then we have a Discord server as well. If you're a Discord person, you'd like to come stop by, talk about the show, do LFG with other people, that sort of thing. And of course, always the biggest thing that helps us or any small creator channel out is sharing the video with your friends. Just send them the link, tell them you like the show. That's the biggest thing you can do to help people, and it's free. Yeah, with all that in mind, thanks again. We're gonna go before the storm kills anyone, and if I have anything else to add, I'll add it in post. But yeah, thank you, and good night.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.